Blood of Jesus! What kind of demonic gathering is this? I need to leave now.
Yay! That's my jam. Rita! I have left you, Jare.
There was a girl in church who never missed a service. She arrived early, she sat in the front row, she lifted her hands higher than everyone else. If you asked anyone in that church who the most spiritual young person was, they would say her name without thinking. But what if I told you that the same girl who closed her eyes during prayer was opening a completely different door at night? A door her parents never imagined. A door that slowly swallowed her future. This is not a story about rebellion. This is a story about pressure, about silence, and about how living two lives can destroy one soul. Her name was Deborah. From the moment she was born, she was different. Not because of her personality, but because of her surname. She was pastor's daughter. That title followed her everywhere. At home, she was watched. At church, she was observed. At school, she was expected to behave better than others. Deborah learned early that mistakes were not allowed. If other children laughed too loud, it was normal. If Deborah laughed too loud, it was not pastor's child behavior. If other girls cried, they were comforted. If Deborah cried, she was told to pray. Slowly, she learned something dangerous. Love was conditional. By age 13, Deborah could quote scriptures better than adults. By 15, she was leading prayers. By 17, she was preaching short sermons. People clapped for her. They called her anointed. But no one asked how she felt. At night, alone in her room, Deborah sometimes stared at the ceiling and wondered, what happens if I'm not perfect? She never asked that question out loud because she knew the answer. When Deborah admitted into a university far from home, her parents rejoiced. God has done it, her father said. For Deborah, it felt like breathing for the first time. No church members watching, no expectations following her to class. But freedom came with loneliness. She didn't know who she was without her church identity. Then she met Rita. Rita laughed loudly. She wore confidence like perfume, and she didn't care who was watching. Rita liked Deborah, and that felt good. One Friday night, Rita invited Deborah out. Just come and see, she said. No pressure, no judging. Deborah hesitated. She almost said no, but loneliness won. The club was loud, bright lights, music that vibrated in her chest. People looked at her, not as a pastor's daughter, not as an example, just as a young woman. That attention felt dangerous and addictive. It started small. One night a week, then 2. Deborah created 2 wardrobes, long dresses for home, short outfits hidden in her bag. She learned how to remove makeup quickly, how to lie calmly, how to sound spiritual on phone calls. When her parents called during vigils, she whispered prayers outside the club. She told herself, I'm still a good person. Before you could say Jack Daniels, money started coming and it came fast. But also did emptiness. Deborah stopped attending classes regularly. Her grades dropped. At night, after dancing, sometimes she cried alone. She didn't recognize herself anymore. But she didn't know how to stop. Because stopping meant facing who she really was. Then, every young girl's worst fear came to pass. Pregnancy happened. No clear father because she had been reckless. No support, no escape. Classes became harder. Money disappeared. Friends vanished. The club replaced her without question. Then her parents found out. Not from confession, but from whispers. Deborah returned home broken. No degree, no clarity, just consequences. The church whispered, the family retreated. Her father aged overnight. Her mother cried silently. And Deborah finally understood something painful. Being perfect was never the goal. Being honest was. This story isn't about judging Deborah. It's about pressure, secrecy, and double lives. It's about how pretending to be perfect can destroy someone quietly. It is about parents and guardians who try to relive their years through their kids. It is about being enough on your own and content in yourself that you recognize friends who do not align with you. And maybe it's a reminder that truth spoken early is better than secrets revealed late. If this story moved you, share your thoughts in the comments. And remember, sometimes the people who look the holiest are the ones hurting the most.